I'm told that you like to come to these events and protest.
No, I'm not here to protest. I'm here to sit back and listen.
A Southwest Florida man recording himself getting kicked out of the Donald Trump rally yesterday in Estero. But here's the kicker, pun intended, because he was kicked out. He said he went there intending to vote for Trump. So what happened? He says he was thrown out because security, Secret Service thought he might try to make a scene and demonstrate, since he has been a part of clean water protests in the past. And tonight, he's telling 4 in Your Corner Sam Sosa who he thinks is really behind him getting the boot from the rally. Sam?
Patrick, he says this is payback for him previously calling out local politicians for not doing enough to clean up our water. But he says when he went to the Trump rally, he had no plans to protest. And he was surprised when the Secret Service escorted him out and the crowd turned on him. He recorded the whole thing, as you're about to see.
I'm not doing anything wrong. I'm not doing anything wrong.
John Heim recording it all. Donald Trump supporters cheering as he got booted from the rally in Estero. A day later, he tells me it still stings.
I don't want to talk bad about Donald Trump and their supporters, but I was attacked by these people. Verbally, things thrown at me.
Ironically, he says he actually likes Donald Trump.
People seem to think that I'm against Trump, and in reality, I was probably very much looking to vote for Trump.
So why did he get kicked out? He says the Secret Service told him it was because they heard he was a protester.
Because I'm not a protester, sir. I'm a community member. I have a ticket.
As you see in this old video, he does demonstrate sometimes for clean water. But when he came to the Trump rally, he says he just wanted to listen. And if he had a chance to speak to Trump, he was hoping to bring up water issues.
There's an ecological disaster out there called the Lake Okeechobee discharges. The only thing I'm trying to do is communicate with the right people, elected officials, politicians from here to the White House.
I emailed the Trump campaign about him getting kicked out. They replied they hadn't heard about it. But John doesn't have a problem with the Trump campaign anyway. He suspects local politicians were behind him getting thrown out.
They're so in fear that I may even utter the words Lake Okeechobee.
He says fear that someone might protest isn't enough to throw them out.
You can't kick people out because you have a perception of them. If they would have let me stayed, who knows what the outcome would have come. I may have had the chance to speak with Mr. Trump, and he would have gone into steadfast mode, and maybe a year or two we would be starting to solve this problem.
I also asked the Trump campaign if they approve of this idea of kicking someone out because they might protest. They haven't gotten back to me. John says he plans to visit other presidential candidates' rallies with his water message. Up next, Green Party candidate Jill Stein when she visits the Sarasota-Tampa area next week. Live in the studio, Sam Sosa, Fox 4 in Your Corner.
Interesting.